Hey there, hopefuls, and welcome back to another episode of the Hopeful Simplicity Podcast. I am Melissa, your host, and today we are wrapping up the season with one final question. What if I fall behind? Dude, life happens. You get busy, you get lifing, clutter creeps back in, and suddenly it feels like all your hard work, poof, it just disappears. But here's the truth. A, you're not alone. And B, you're never at zero again. In this episode, I'll share how to restart without feeling as guilty. Keep momentum alive and remember that progress, it's always possible. So why does feeling behind happen? Why does that have to be the normal, right? Life gets busy because we should be living life. We should be experiencing things. We should be in it and not worrying about doing it all. When life gets busy, that's when your regular systems and your regular habits tend to get dropped down lower on the to-do list, become less of a priority because you're busy. And that's okay, right? You don't have to be perfect. Not everything has to be scratched off the to-do list. You fall behind, but that's falling behind. That's not starting over. That's not abnormal. That just means you're living your life. And sometimes the habits can fall out. Sometimes things get off schedule-ish. Systems, however, those don't really change. Maybe the habits do. But if you're used to the 3S method, you've been using it for a while, you already know what to declutter. You know what sorting systems work for you. And you know the habits that have been successful and how to just start them slowly back up. Because it's not the systems that's falling behind. It's the habits and the routines that tend to fall behind. Because once you've reached comfortable space of being a hopeful organizer, you know what you're doing. Just sometimes life gets busy. Sometimes you don't have the energy, the open schedule, the things have changed. And so I don't even have the mental bandwidth to figure out how to make them change again. And that could be a variety of things. It could be actual life phase that you're in. It could be a season of life. It could be a season of the year. It could be the stage your kids are in, the stage your personal life is in. All of these things, they don't have to do with being unable to be organized. It just happens. And that's why it can feel like you're falling behind. And when you feel like you're falling behind, that's when those negative, icky thoughts of, I'm lazy and messy and can't live organized start to creep back in. But by now, you know, perfectionism's not going to be a thing we're doing. It's progressive steps that we design in our organized life. So if you're looking to be perfect, you're already setting yourself up for defeat. And then when life happens and you feel like you're falling behind, well, hello, bad habits and bad mindset and things we are refamed and redoing, and we're resetting that. Like, these are the part of the whole full organizing life is these reframes that we talk about, these simple resets, these 15-minute wins, the building blocks to a lifestyle. And once you know that this is a lifestyle, so yeah, I got behind. Guess I'm going to give back up and try again tomorrow. But that's easier said than done, right? And if we've constantly thought before, I'm messy, I'm lazy, I'm messy, I'm lazy, when we feel like we're behind, we feel like clutter may creep its way back in, it's just defeating. And so when we're striving for perfectionism, again, it's defeating. But if we've reframed it, like we do these little shifts with each episode, we know that's behind us. This is just a pause moment in life when things are heavy and things are hard and things are busy. It's not, I'm defeated. It's not, I'm this or I'm that. It's, this is what it is. I may feel like I'm behind, but I'm not. I'm not going to be starting over completely because I know the 3S method. I know what I need to look for when I realize, oh, clutter has slightly creeped back in. Let me simplify this space. I know what to look for. So you're never going to be back at the beginning once you're into the method, once you know your systems, once you are comfortable with your spaces, recognizing for what they are, and have reframed it of, I'm not really behind, I'm just in it right now. And tomorrow, at least I know I'm in it. So I'll start to make my bed again. I'll make sure I clean the bathrooms once a week. I'll fold the laundry as it comes out the dryer instead of leave it in the basket on the floor. Because I know I'm in it. Life happens. Seasons of life happen. Actual seasons of the year happen. Stages, phases, etc. happen. Life gets busy. It doesn't mean you're falling behind. And it doesn't mean you're anything else. It just means you're paused in a moment of chaos. And that's okay. Because we know everything else works. So we just have to get back into the habits one small checklist at a time. So if you've ever felt like quitting, just know that you're not at ground zero. You're not back at the beginning. And if you feel like you are taking too many steps back, go ahead and click the link in the show notes and grab that free Core 4 Declutter Challenge. It'll help you restart and reset those rooms you use the most, and you can do it at any time. So often when we think we're behind and, I have to start again, we feel guilty. Like we've failed ourselves, we failed our homes, we failed our family, we failed our kids, we've failed in some way, but honestly, that's just guilt no one needs. There's no shame in having a life. There's no self-blaming in getting busy. And there's no guilt in feeling like you have to be 100% of the time, because that's just wonky. That's just unachievable. So pick up where you are. You don't have to start over. If you've made it this far, you've already decluttered some small spaces. You've already embraced your organizing successes. And you know that it takes continuous habits and routines to stay that way, right? You do your 6-month check-ins. You do your daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly habits and routines. You do those. So you just pick up the ones that may have dropped off when life got busy. You pick up where you are. No shaming, no gaming, no blaming, no none of this bull crap and guilt-ridden ickies. You just pick up where you are. You recognize it, be like, dang, that was a rough few weeks, man. I guess I better get back at it. What's that saying? Get on the horse? I don't even know this thing, but there's a horse and riding it and getting back on the saddle, some sort of thing. Insert that here. Because it's not going to back at the beginning. You don't have to start again. You just have to start where you are. And again, if you start where you are, you know that you're doing those 15-minute wins, whether it's a decluttering win, whether it's a refreshing a space and sorting it win, or just, yes, I remember to do my daily habits today win. There are all these little small wins that you can just stick in. Pick up right where you are with the things you already know how to do, the systems you already know how to do, the habits you know that work. Those are your small wins. That's where you start back up. And that's where you can start that one tiny little zone, that one little step, and then rebuild the momentum. And then tomorrow, do that one step again, and then put another step on there. The day after that, you do steps 1 and 2, and maybe 3. And that's those rebuilding your steps, rebuilding the momentum to get back to the organized life that you've created. It's not, okay, I'm going to start all over. I have to relearn the system. I don't know what to declutter. I don't know how to organize. I don't know what habits we should do. Yeah, you do. You already know them. And if you don't know them, there's plenty of free tools that I have available. You can do it. Start with the core 4 rooms. Those are always the best because you're in them the most. So if your small win comes with, I'm going to put in a movie, and then when it's done, I'm going to straighten the linens. If your small win is, I'm going to clean the bathroom every Tuesday and wipe down the vanity every single evening. That's good. That's good. What are you doing on top of that tomorrow? If it's habit stacking, back to, I'm going to make my coffee and load the dishwasher as I do it, or unload the dishwasher. Those are these little wins that build fast momentum. And by the end of the week, by the end of 2 weeks, at the end of the month, 30 days, you've done that declutter challenge, your rooms feel lighter. You're seeing the light again. You recognize, accept, and realize, okay, I didn't have to start all over because I know what it is to simplify spaces. I didn't have to start all over because look at all this. I just got rid of the clutter that's accumulated when life was busy, not from the beginning of my journey, right? Just within the last month, not the last 5 years. Those are the things that we don't always feel when we feel life is busy and extra stressful and we feel like we've gotten behind. And those things can pile up emotionally fast. And then we feel guilty, like we're not allowed to have fallbacks, like we're not allowed to just not. Why is it with that? Moms and women, it's our body that tells us we have to stop before we actually stop. Too often I know moms, and myself is included, we got to get sick, like down, unable to move. Do we need to take her to the hospital? Sick. Before we even think about slowing down, taking a minute, letting something fall off for the day, and not feeling bad about it, not feeling like we're failing about it, not feeling guilty about it, not the extra bull crap that comes with it. Not all that extra ick. Just, it is what it is. Life happens. Life gets busy. But I didn't have to start all the way back over. I know what to declutter. I know how to organize. And I know wiping the vanity every night really makes a difference. I know having a cleaning schedule really makes a difference. I know having family discussions that lay out the schedule and remind people of responsibilities really works for us. So then you just rebuild the momentum and get back at it. It's like bouncing back using the habits that you know. Those quick little recovery strategies, the little daily micro resets, wiping down the counters, putting the dishes away, folding the blankets on the couch, doing a 5-minute floor tidy, having your weekly checks, your weekly cleaning schedules, those weekly moments, those anchor routine things of, I know bathrooms get cleaned on this day, such and such laundry on this day, such and such laundry on that day, this habit on that day, this moment on those things. Those anchored routine moments help us bounce back because we know they work. We know our whole family, even if we've all fallen off, we may have to have a couple, okay, we're doing this, conversations. We're getting back to it because we know it works. Yeah, we might have to be a little more accountable, be a little more cheerleadery. And if you need a cheerleader, hit me up. I have all the energy in the world most days, and I'm happy to be your cheerleader, or drop it in one of the group chats. That's why we have the app. That's why I have the group chats, because sometimes your family doesn't get it. Sometimes your partner doesn't get it. Sometimes you just need somebody to see you, to hear you, and to be like, okay, that sucks. I'm sorry. How are you bouncing back? Have you tried these habits? What are your anchor routines that worked before? Do you have your daily and weekly checks in place? Are you on your 6-month room rotation schedule? What are you using for accountability until you feel comfortable enough to get back at it on your own? That's why there's a ton of freebies and room resets and group spaces for you, because it's hard to do it alone sometimes. And sometimes you just want to be, just tell me what to do, Melissa. I don't care. I don't even care what it is. Just somebody tell me what to do so I feel like I'm moving progressively forward and not stuck in this space of life got hard. Now what? Bouncing back time. That's where we are, and accountability really, really helps. And you don't have to come to the monthly group. I would love to see you there if you think it's the right fit, but there's other spaces and other micro wins that you can have that can really help get back in the routines and systems and make it less mundane, like, oh, I have to do the dishes. Oh, I need to do the laundry. Oh, I got to do the toilets. None of that feels fun. But dang, dude, my empty sink in the morning is the bee's knees. It really is. Do bees have knees? That was my squirrel brain. This is what happens. See, my life gets crazy busy too, and my brain gets easily distracted. So do not feel like you're alone in it. We all need recovery options and strategies and quick wins and sometimes accountability and hard conversations. We all need them. So definitely don't feel like you're behind. So we're going to rebuild that momentum. We're going to keep you accountable, and we're going to make sure that you're not feeling guilty as you're making your bounce back recovery using habits. Let's take a moment here and reflect. Where do you feel most behind? For me, it's the basic cleaning. When I get stressed, I can look around and see dust or paper clutter creeping back in. So where do you feel the most behind? Start there this week with one 15-minute reset. Now you know you're not. Go back to start because you know the 3S method. You know there's spaces and groups for you. You know I'm happy to be your cheerleader and accountability coach. And know that every reset counts. Even if you hit it pretty good for 1 or 2 days and then, shoot, I forgot I had that scheduled and I miss a day. That's okay. Because we're still picking back up where we are. We're still going to celebrate that, hey, I did 2 out of the 4 days. I got 50%. Good thing I'm not in school anymore, right? Those are I did better this week than I did last week. That's a progressive step. That is staying hopeful. That is moving forward. Hey, I got my Core 4 Declutter challenge. I did days 1 through 4. Shoot, Friday caught up with me. I missed it. That's okay. Pick back up tomorrow or just skip it. Get it next month. Get it in 6 months. Because that's the thing. You can miss it. Because we know we're coming back here. We know in 6 months we're coming back to the bathroom because that's our rotation. And we know that right before the holiday season's probably a great time to work through those core 4s, to hit those rooms that you use the most, kitchen, bedroom, bathroom, living room. Just get it done right before. Come September, October, grab your free core 4 stuff and just tackle it. It's better than it was. Check. Now I'm just going to make it through the rest of the year because those are the micro resets that really keep us encouraged to keep going. Those really count to making a difference, and then we can visually see the difference, and that helps us move forward. That helps us keep that momentum. So if you need the encouragement, there's spaces for that. There's tools for that. Come back to this podcast. Whenever you're finishing this last episode, it's 6 months, go out to your calendar and be like, hey, re-listen to this season of the podcast and work through my bathroom and linen spaces again. Because that's where it is. You don't have to think about it. Just plug it into your calendar. It'll ping in you in 6 months and you're like, oh, okay, doing the bathrooms. That's what it is. That's the self-encouragement if you aren't comfortable coming to some of the spaces and sharing. That's the self-regulation parts that can really make sure that you are getting back on track, that you are bouncing back, and that you are remembering, okay, there's 3 S's to the 3S method for a reason. Keep the clutter away. Keep the systems organized. Make sure I have the habits in place. Those are there for a reason. So if you don't want to come to the public spaces, you don't want to share with strangers, you're like, Melissa, you're a lot of energy and a little too much sometimes. That's fine. That's okay. Just mark your calendar. Make sure it dings at you in 6 months and replay these episodes. Reset your bathroom spaces. Even if it's just your main bathroom, that's fine. Because you're never going to start back over. You're not going to have okay, I moved into this house 10 years ago, and for 10 years we've been keeping up clutter. And I got through all the rooms. I got rid of a bunch of stuff. Guess what? That 10 years worth of stuff did come back. Maybe the last couple of months did. Maybe some clutter creeped in. Habits fell off. That's okay. But you're already starting off lighter than you did originally. So that's a win. And yeah, you may have had a hard few months. That's okay. You're human. Congratulations. Welcome to the world. But just know you got to start where you are. Because once you work through rooms, once you declutter a room, let's say the linen closet, once you got rid of the twin sheets because nobody has a twin bed anymore, those aren't coming back. Even if you fall behind, even if you feel like, I really missed it. I really went backwards. You didn't go that far back. You can't bring what's not there. And so once you accept where you are, you start where you are, and you just keep moving forward. Falling behind, it's not the end. It's just part of the process. It's just life. By restarting without guilt, focusing on those small resets, those quick wins, that's where you keep making progress, no matter what lifes and lemons are thrown your way. This, my friend, wraps up our bathroom season. We've walked through the vanity, the medicine cabinet, the under the sink, the shower, the towels, the cleaning supplies, and even had some mental, harder conversations about organizing, those frequently asked questions, and just some real-life checks. So if you're ready to keep going, click the links in the show notes, grab your Core 4 Declutter Guide, grab your free month to the Hopeful Simplicity Library, and if you want me to talk anything specific in the next season, use that text and voicemail option in your podcast player. Thank you so much for being here all season long, all the previous seasons, and I cannot wait to come back for another season of the Hopeful Simplicity podcast. Until then, stay encouraged. Celebrate those small wins. Share your successes with us. And of course, until next time, stay hopeful.